Hi, good evening. This is Steve Adler. You got a minute? We're going to go through the numbers here tonight. We're going to talk about a few things that are happening in the city relative to the virus, and then we're going to talk to Reenie about musicians and live music and what we can all be doing tomorrow with HAAM and supporting that to help keep our live music infrastructure going in this city. But let's begin with the numbers. Let's look at the first dashboard. 11 new hospitalizations. Yesterday it was 10. That's kind of leveled off. We're at 15 on our 7-day moving average. It's been in that area for a while. You can see the chart in the middle that shows you hospital admissions kind of leveled off. 75 new cases today. The 7-day moving average is 105. You know, we were seeing, we were down lower than that here a week ago. Cases are beginning to tick up just a little bit, and that 7-day moving average, it's a concern. Maybe that's Labor Day. We don't know. We're going to continue to watch it. That 4.6 in the bottom left-hand corner is the overall infectivity in the community, but that was the week ending on August 29th, so we should be getting a new updated number there. Spoiler alert, it's almost going to be the same number, I think, tomorrow. That's what the early indications are. All right, let's go to the next dashboard. Also a dashboard that's on the city website. This is the one that shows us how many people are in our hospitals tonight, and that number is 93. The 7-day moving average, which was on the other dashboard, is 98, so that number hospitalized continues to go down. In our ICUs, 34 tonight. The 7-day moving average, 37, so it's coming down. The number of people on ventilators, 18, and that number is coming down too. I think I have the wrong number on here, so I'm not going to give you that number, but it continues to come down. We're getting, at kind of a stabilized place. With the 75 new cases, we're at 27,776, and number of people that have died is 407. That's 4 more than we had yesterday. At the football game this weekend, 18,000 people in the stand. Looked like a lot of people were wearing their masks. I appreciate that. A lot of people were there and trying to do their best to show the discipline. Appreciate that work. It was interesting. A little over 1,000 students, like 1,100, showed up to get tickets. Of that number, about 8% of them were shown to have the virus, so they weren't allowed to the game. But about 8%, about the 1,100. That shows you what the positivity rate is, perhaps, in that population. Happy they were able to test. Of course, they're only testing the students, not everybody else who shows up as well. But that's a good data point. But what that does show us in our community, that we have to be careful here with Labor Day, with students coming, with 40,000 people that were here because of that last hurricane, coming in from a different community, bringing in potential additional risk. Which is why we have to maintain the discipline in the community. Let's look at the University of Texas website. We make that a little bit bigger so people can see it. That'd be great. In the upper left-hand corner, that's perfect, Janine, thank you. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see the R factor number is 1.06. That is now above 1. So based on the mobility information, the number of cases, hospitalizations, the things that they're looking at, those hospitalizations are the green dots in the middle. You can see the line off to the right. The computers and the models are predicting at this point, based on the data, that the infection is at a place now where it's growing in our city. Anything over 1 is growing. Now it's just barely over 1, so you can see that green line to the right is kind of flat. But it just shows you it doesn't take much for us to get into the place where this virus could be coming back. We have to continue to watch that. We want to make sure that we're enabling our schools and our businesses to have the best possible chance of being able to open and sustain opening. Please wear your mask. So the city council is going to be considering things we might be able to do to help with music industry in the city. We'll talk about that in a second. But just to close out announcements, City of Austin, Austin Public Health website has a page that answers frequently asked questions from school district and school systems, and you can read those answers. The RISE Fund, which is rental assistance, started taking applications today and is going to be open until September 21st so that you can apply for rental assistance, see if you qualify. The next personal protective equipment distribution event is tomorrow, September 15th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Mexican Consulate office. That's at 5205 East Ben White Boulevard. We have now a new website that you can go to that shows you what the clusters are, what the virus activity is in our nursing homes and in our assisted living facilities and intermediate care facilities. New website, and there's the link that can get you to that website. Just want you to know that that information is there in case you have loved ones in nursing homes. There's new updated criteria for the Austin Nonprofit Relief Grant that's being proposed to the City Council. And you can get, that's a public memorandum that you can get and see. The website in the city actually has PPE distribution events in the next several weeks, so you can go there and see where that is as well. But let's talk about some of the assistance that the council is considering this week. You know, we've given assistance to individuals, we've given for rent, for individuals, for food. But one of the things that we're in danger of losing in this city, given the virus, is the child care infrastructure. That's so important. If it goes away, hard to come back. Also, live music venues. Let's talk about live music musicians. So Reenie Collins is with us. Why don't you bring in Reenie? Hi, Reenie.
Hi, Mayor Adler. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. So Reenie is the CEO of HAAM, which is the Health Alliance for Austin musicians. We're going to talk about musicians and music. But before we do that, Reenie, say hi to everybody and tell them what HAAM is.
Hey, everybody. I'm Reenie Collins, and I'm with HAAM, Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, and we provide access to affordable healthcare services for Austin's low-income working musicians. We're really about keeping the music alive and well in Austin, Texas, and now more than ever, I think our services are needed to keep our musicians healthy and living here and playing here, so that when we do come back from this pandemic and things get back to normal, whatever that normal might look like, we'll still have musicians here to play that music.
You know, people call us sometimes the live music capital of the world, and the music culture here is real important. You know, I tell people I passed through town here in the late 70s for law school with no intention of staying here. I couldn't wait to get back to where home was, except this place was kind of grew on you. It's kind of magical. And music was a big part of the reason why I ended up staying like so many other people. But HAAM, providing that kind of assistance to musicians, a lot of cities don't have that kind of function for their musicians.
You know, they don't. In fact, I think HAAM and the city of Austin and the infrastructure that we have set up here is really a role model for the rest of the nation. We get people calling us all the time saying, we want a HAAM in our city. How do you do it? And we talk a lot about the partnerships that we have and how we need to work with the healthcare systems and the city infrastructure and why music is so important. And I really believe that Austin is the best place in the nation for a musician to live for a lot of reasons. Certainly, our venues and HAAM and so many of the infrastructure things that we provide make it an easier life for them.
It does, and makes it possible. You know, there are some musicians, of course, that are rock stars that are making a lot of money, and and jetting around and are on TV, but most musicians are doing it for the love of the craft, which is why I always tell people that we need to support the musicians. Someday we'll get back into clubs. You need to make sure that you always put money in the tip jar and you buy the merchandise from the bands. You need to make sure that you're searching out right now for the concerts that you can go to online and stream, and give some of the musicians and their teams some of the support. The council's going to consider tomorrow trying to get some real estate money to help some of these iconic music venues survive, so that they're here for the next 50 years and then they're washed out. But it's going to take the community stepping up to help, because there's just not enough funding that comes to the city to be able to take care of needs. HAAM's a good example of that. Tomorrow is HAAM Day in Austin. What does that mean?
HAAM Day, this is our 15th year to do HAAM Day, and it's so important to our organization and to the city, because HAAM actually raises almost a third of our operating budget in that one day. Our goal is $600,000, and we have always had music all over the city in over 200 venues, and we have it downtown, north, south, east, west, at grocery stores, at dry cleaners, at bank buildings, in the venues, all over. And so this year, one of the things that we realized was we knew right when everything happened that we were probably not going to be able to do the same format. And so we're super excited to be bringing you a virtual HAAM Day to the city. And that means that you can watch it a couple of ways. You can watch HAAM Day on HAAM's Facebook, which is and you can go to www.myham.org to find information about that. You can also watch it. We've partnered with Fox News. Oh, he's got it right there.
I was pointing to it so that people could see the link.
And we've also partnered with Fox News. So we're going to have 4 hours on TV as well, in addition to some other online stuff. So 9 to 10, 2 to 3, and 7 to 9 is going to be the times that we're on with Fox. And then there's lots more during the day on HAAM's website and on other musicians' websites. So we're really hoping to raise a lot of money tomorrow.
It's the artists that are stepping up to do this are incredible. It is a taste of lots of different kinds of music from Austin. It really is Austin music at its best. The HAAM Day, people should go online, but most importantly, people should be making contributions to HAAM. I mean, the nut they have tomorrow that they have to raise is $600,000, which is a lot of money. But I tell you, it does such incredible work, and the fact that we have HAAM supporting artists in this community is so wonderful.
Thank you so much, Mayor Adler.
So everybody, go listen to these artists tomorrow. Help HAAM. Reenie, thank you. Please thank your staff for everything that you do to help support the music infrastructure in our city.
I sure will, and thank you for your support. And I honestly did not put that little COVID mask on purpose behind me. That's where we hang several around the house to make sure we're masking up all the time. So I just noticed that. And
it's a wonderful thing to do. All right, guys, you all, that's it for tonight. Good night. Take care.